Welcome, my amazing viewers. Thank you so much for joining me on my program once again. I appreciate you wherever you are connecting from. If you have not subscribed to my channel, please kindly subscribe. Click the notification bell so that you'll be notified each time I upload a video. You will be among the first to receive it. Thank you wherever you are joining me from. Africa, Asia, Europe, America, or Australia. I thank you very much for your contributions on my channel. Please always go to the comment section at all time after watching. Comment on the comment section. Give a thumbs up after watching. Comment according to what you have watched. Whatever be your own opinion, whatever be your own views, put it down. We are going to be learning together. Nobody knows it all. This is the time for us to put our head together and fight this battle that is before us. We cannot be cowed out. No matter what happens, no matter what they say, everything is before you. Mazin Nandi Kano has opened everything open. It is now in our palms to receive that which is ours. Nobody can be deceived anymore. You cannot tell me that you did not know this or did not know that. Everything that needs to be known has been exposed before you and I. It is left for us to take that which belongs to us. That is why we are all here talking. You have to use your platform and talk. If you cannot use your platform and talk, whenever you watch a video from Oduduwa or from Biafra, share those videos to people who need to see it. Share it in any platform where you belong. Let people hear what we are saying. Let people hear our voice and hear our story. If you do not share the video to people, the conventional media and international media will take over the space and they will be telling lie against you and I, and people will not hear our own side of the story. That is why we have to add our voice. Continue to say it the way it is. Continue to speak up. They can't cow us out. We will continue to be there and continue to speak the truth and say it the way it is. That is why we are here. Today, we are going to talk about the situation of that very contraction called Nigeria, the problem that is have engulfed Nigeria. It did not start today. The origin of that problem. The origin of the problem, when we said that Nigeria is not one and has never been one, people don't seem to understand it. They don't seem to accept it. But it is obvious that Nigeria has never been one. It has never been one. Let alone talk about the Fulanis who came into Nigeria to subdue the Hausas and take the position of the Hausas, making it more difficult for Nigeria to unite. If it were to be just the Hausas, the Igbos and Yoruba, maybe they can work out something. Maybe they can work out something because these are the indigenous people of that country called Nigeria. They are the indigenous people. So they can protect their land and think good of their land. But when you have foreigners in the aim of affairs, taking charge, foreigners who have come from the Sahel, taking charge, trying to take everything to themselves by force, how do you think it's going to work? They will make the place unbearable for every indigenous tribe in Nigeria to make sure that we do not progress. It doesn't matter where you come from. You might be in the north, you might be an indigenous tribe in the west, you might be an indigenous tribe in the southeast, you might be indigenous tribe in the southwest, you might be indigenous tribe in the middle belt, indigenous tribe of Nigeria, wherever you are. This war is against you. It's against you. It is not just against the Igbos. It is not just against the Yorubas. It's not just against every indigenous tribe in that very country called Nigeria. They are against you. The Fulani Janjaweed, they are after you. They want to take your land by force. If possible, wipe you away from the land and take it. That has been their mission from the onset. And when they speak, if you are not careful, you're not going to pick the word. If you are not careful, you're going to pick the word. Sometimes they will come to you, they will come to some tribe and talk to you as if they are with you, but they are not with you. That has been the strategy of the Janjaweed. They will use you against your brother, to fight against your brother, destroy your brother. At the end of the day, they will take over you and occupy your space. That has been their strategy for the onset. When you see them, they come, they pick a tribe on that tribe and try to decimate the tribe. You think they are just after the tribe. They are not just after the tribe. When you see them attacking the Igbos, they are after the southern part of Nigeria, not just Igbos. Not just Igbos. And they see everybody in the southern part of Nigeria as the same. They see us as the same. It is only those of us in the southern part of Nigeria who are not seeing ourselves as the same people. We are seeing ourselves as different people from different regions, from different angles. But for them, the Fulani Janjaweed, they know that we are one people and they are seeing us as one indigenous people. That is why we have to wake up. It didn't start today. Let me refer you back again to the statement of Mohammadu Buhari when he was interviewed by BBC. A white man recognized the obsession of the Fulani man against the Igbos. And he asked Mohammadu Buhari, why the obsession against the Igbos? Why? And what answer did Mohammadu Buhari give? Watch the video again. Let's start from there.
Talks about killing your premier. Add on top of that the North's general hate of the East, and you can start to get the picture of the sort of tribal tension Nigeria was heading towards.
One thing I've noticed, Premier, while I've been here, is that Northerners seem to have, I might almost call it, obsession about the Igbos. Could you perhaps explain that to me?
Well, the Igbos are more or less the type of people whose desire is mainly to dominate everybody. If they go to a village, to a town, they want to monopolize everything in that area. If you put them in a labor camp as a laborer, within a year they will try to emerge as headman of that camp, and so on. Well, in the past, our people were not alive to their responsibilities, because you can see from our northernization policy that in 1952, when I came here, there weren't 10 northerners in our civil service here. Then I tried to have it northernized, and now all important posts are being held by northerners.
Is this policy of filling all key posts in the north solely with northerners and not with other Nigerians a temporary or a permanent one?
In actual fact, what it is a northerner first. If you can't get a northerner, then we take an expatriate like yourself on contract. If we can't, then we can employ another Nigerian, but on contract too. This is going to be permanent, I should say, as far as I can foresee, because it will be rather dangerous to see the number of boys who are now turning from all our learning institutions, coming out with having no work to do. I'm sure whichever government of the day might be, it will feel rather embarrassed, and it might even lead to bloodshed.
Doesn't this damage the idea, sir, of all people in all regions in Nigeria being fellow citizens of one country?
Well, it might, but you are, I mean, new to our region, but how many northerners are employed in the east or in the west? The answer is no. And if there are, there may be 10 laborers employed only.
You can see the Igbo, Mohammadu Buhari could not point out any crime that an Igbo man has committed. The only thing he's pointing out that Igbo man wants to dominate you. How? That when you take an Igbo man and put him in a labor camp, he is not going to be there remaining a laborer. He will grow to become somebody who stands on his own. That it doesn't matter the condition of where you put an Igbo man, he will strive to grow. That is the annoyance of a Fulani man. He has seen an Igbo man, that Igbo man is somebody that he cannot be able to subdue or ride on. He became angry. And this same message is what they planted to every individual in the northern part of Nigeria. And most of them bought this message. Most of them bought this message. That is why they are angry. They sold the message even to all part of Nigeria. And all tribes, gangs up, all tribes fall into that trap. And everybody was against the Igbos. They begin to hate the Igbos for no just cause, for no reason. If you ask them, why are you hating it? They will tell you that Igbos are too proud, they are too domineering. How domineering? How do you explain that issue, that language of domineering? That somebody is struggling hard to make sure he earns his living, to make sure he stands with his feet, to make sure he gets the best of everything. How does that become domineering? If you want to compete, why don't you do a healthy competition? Instead of going into a healthy competition, you begin to preach hate against the Igbos. And eventually, many people bought the hate message, and that was what prompted this civil war to become so grievous. And a lot of Igbos lost their life in the civil war for no just cause, only just for being Igbo. And when Mohammadu Buhari was saying that, if you listen very carefully in that very speech, he made it categorically clear that they will not relinquish power to anybody, that they will always be on top. If they cannot find anybody, they will take a white man. If they can't see a white man, even if they take a Nigerian, that will be on contract. Telling you that in everything in their contraction called Nigeria, it is northern and first. And when he says northern, he means the Fulani first. That was the message that was preached long time ago. And that message is in the blood, and blood is running in the blood of every Fulani Janjaweed. That message is running in their blood. And they are not giving up on that message. You think they are with you. You think they are playing with you. They are not playing with you. And if you think that they have forgotten the message, when Buhari won the election, if you can remember, there was an audio message that leaked. Maybe some of you have forgotten. Let us play that audio message again and listen carefully what that man has to say.
Alaji, congratulations.
Thank you very much, Kule. Thank you very much.
Yes, sir.
Honestly, I accept your congratulations, even though I'm PDP. Because you remember one time when the fighting in Borno, when our people were being killed left and right. Then
What is it, Alaji?
I said, do you remember one time when our people were being killed in Borno State, left and right, Bauchi, Gombe, everywhere in the north?
Of course.
I remember you were saying that was there any Southerner among us? We were the one killing ourselves. I always remember this statement, Mr. Kule. But look at this today now. Today our brother is in charge, and I'm sure he made it clear to the world. The first thing he said was that he was moving the command of Nigerian army to Maiduguri until when Boko Haram is over. So if not your brother as a president, who will do it for you? But we could have done it to anybody in Nigeria. But you can see that some people refuse to do it for us. So really, today I understand why we have to have the presidency, honestly.
No,
it's like that, Kule. Kule is like that. Because how can anybody convince us that some miscreants cannot be dealt with by Nigerian army? Why can't we believe it was deliberately left? Even if there is no involvement of government hand in it, why can't we believe that it was deliberate? Let them kill themselves. Well, it has come out even very clear, because it was at a point in our campaign, they were saying that by the killings of Boko Haram, there will be no population again. In fact, let me tell you why the North insisted that Jonathan has to go, because we had the plan that if Jonathan continues, the same problem will happen in Kano, the same problem will happen in Sokoto, the same problem will happen in Jos and Ebro until when our population is depleted. No. We have had a wonderful experience, honestly.
In order to avoid the problem, that's why I said the difference.
So whether he accepted or not, the North it was clear voting now. What could he have done?
Remember what Babangida did for us?
Babangida, you see, what happened was, even when Babangida did it, you understand? Do you get me? The bulk of the population that voted was from the North. And Rini said it. Since Babangida was in Abuja, Governor Rini of Kano State, then, former governor of Kano State, he said, if there's Siwa in Abiola in Lagos, Babangida will have said, it is Yoruba that did it. So Abiola should fly to Kano, they will swear him as president, and they'll stand their ground. Before we know, they rallied around Abiola, they said, don't go to North, if you go, they will kill you. Nobody saw happen. Do you understand?
No.
So, but I'm coming now. So Babangida got the...
Abacha that incarcerated him for many years.
I'm coming now. I'm coming. Before we are talking about the cancellation now, the cancellation of the elections. And two, didn't you not see that even from the West, there were people who supported there are big men who joined in the cancellation of the elections. But whatever it is, at that time, it was nobody was killing the Yorubas left and right. Babangida was virtually betraying everybody. And today, have you not seen him on TV? Have you not seen how he was looking? Is God not wonderful? Did you not see Babangida? Even though I have promised, as from today, so long as he's my brother from the North, even if he's eating everybody in Nigeria fresh, you come out with Nigerian man leg eating, I will not say it's bad again. Because I have learned how to support my people from what I have seen with Igbos and some people in Nigeria with Jonathan.
Man, you must thank God for Yoruba. Yoruba supported Buhari, otherwise we wouldn't have come.
No, I'm coming, please. I'm coming. Let me tell you one part. I'm coming. Listen to me, Kule. A section of Yoruba supported Buhari. Listen to me, please. Let us make this clear. You understand? We are all politicians.
Yes.
The Tinebus, since 1960, since the Oyibo left the country, Yoruba was told one word. We are first Yorubas. You are first Yoruba before you are a Muslim, you are a Christian or Nigerian.
Yes.
So or not so?
Yeah, you are right.
Abi? Okay.
Yes, you are right.
Now, all along, A Yoruba man, whoever he is, whether Muslim or Christian, preferred anybody in the south to rule him than a Hausa from the north. That's the truth about it. So, fortunately, I'm coming, sir. Let me land. Fortunately, the center is controlled by non-Muslim, non-Northerners. Are you getting me? And Jonathan, fortunately for the North, Jonathan decided to use religion and slash the Yorubas to the extent, for the first time, Yorubas were divided religiously. To the extent Muslims, Yorubas stood their ground and said they were not supporting Jonathan. They even refused to attend the meetings of the Jonathan. The papers are there, their statements are there in the papers. So or not so, sir?
No, I like this.
Read it, it's there. That's the truth. It's there. Even when he went, there were some few Muslim leaders who met Jonathan. The Supreme Council of Islam of Western Nigeria or Yoruba land came out clearly and said no, they disagreed. Do you get me? We know the population of Yoruba, close to 80%, or let's say close to 60% are Muslim. This man constituted a national conference. This is the Yorubas that were saying it. We read it and we had them saying it. So that succeeded in dividing the Yoruba themselves. Now, two, the humiliation, whatever they did to us, our own was that let them kill us and reduce our population. But at least they still know that we are significant politically and they allowed us to maintain some position. But in the case of Yorubas, they were sliced out of the whole system. So or not so. That was how Tinubu and
the issue of Boko Haram, if we have to talk about Boko Haram, it's not from the south now.
I am coming now. Let me forget about Boko Haram now. We brought about the Yoruba politics. Now, Tinubu and the Yorubas generally carried what happened to them and went to Kaduna and met them in Kaduna and begged them that we have to put our head together. Look, sir, let me tell you the truth and find out. At a point, the Yoruba, being humiliated under Jonathan, were even considering to cut off and put their Oduduwa Republic. But they realized if they do that, the Igbos were completely in charge of finance, civil service, security, and everything. If they do that,
now East and the North, they enjoy
exactly. I'm coming now. The Yorubas now.
You didn't benefit at all.
I'm coming. Yes, the Yoruba at a point, the Yoruba intelligence at a point realized that if they cut off, the Igbos will finish them. If they stay as it is and Igbo continue ruling, they will be completely finished. Before Jonathan, significant part of the economy, who are the accountants are Yorubas, who are the judiciary and lawyers are Yorubas, who are the civil service are Yorubas. Today you can't find any one of them. So or not so? So that's why the Yorubas say, even if we want to leave this country, we must get this power out of the hand of the Igbos and reposition ourselves.
The Northerners really benefited from that Jonathan too much, Alaji.
Hey,
we have the calculations of the government.
We agree. What can he do? He must now. He must. He wouldn't do to us that. He must. He knows that we can do it. He must deal with us. So that was why the Yoruba said no. Whatever it is. So, but what I assure you,
let's keep on praying for President Buhari.
Oga, we have learned our lesson.
We have been in our area here now. They be praying for him.
We have learned our lesson. Kule.
We pray for the prophet because he protects our daughters.
No, to tell you the truth, the northern people, notwithstanding the presidency, honestly, the trust at least of the southeast is finished. And I assure you too, in Yoruba land, listen to me. I am coming.
This really helped Northerners in 1979.
I am coming, please.
They helped Shagari.
Listen to me. Not that they help themselves, gentlemen, please. We don't need anybody in this country. They help themselves. Let me ask you a question, sir. Let me ask you a question. Between cars, industries, and human beings, who are more in number?
I did not announce now.
Not number. I'm not talking of population. I'm talking of economy now. I'm talking of cars, the motors that we drive.
Yes.
And industries that we have. Yes. If you put them on one part and you put human being on the other part, who are more in number?
Cars are more.
Cars are more than human beings?
Human being.
Good. Two, if you put fuel and food by the side, which one is consumed more?
It's food now.
Good. And we have food. So Igbos are actually helping themselves. Let me tell you, even in Yoruba land, let me tell you what they will do to Igbo this time. What Oba of Lagos said that We are pushing them to the ocean. Most of these markets that are banning in Lagos, look at it, they are Igbo-dominated markets. You get me? In fact, some Yorubas were telling me when I was in Lagos last weekend that it is we, the Northerners, when we are in charge of Lagos as federal capital, that open room for Igbos to come and dominate them. And it's over now. And it's over. All the businesses Igbos are doing, we are going to bring it and do it. Do you get me? Fashola for the past 5 years have refused to approve any industry, especially pharmaceutical, to Igbo people. Find out.
You are right. I get you. Are right.
Do you get me?
Right.
So the Yorubas in these 4 years, that's what we are telling ourselves. If we in the North want to be useless again, let us be. But the Yoruba people in the 4 years, they want to control their land completely. That's why Buhari have to sign that Lagos is going to be given special status. We are going to have a kind of semi-regional system. Lagos is going to have special status. It means nobody again will control Lagos. The indigenous of Lagos are the ones that are going to control Lagos. They can form land policies. Do you get me? They may decide to say, you as a Yoruba man in Lagos, you will pay 5,000 naira per annum for a land. As naira. Me as a Hausa man, I will pay 10,000 naira. Igbo man will pay 1 million naira. This is why they are heading for. Do you get me? So now, unfortunately, again, the attitude of the Igbos have made the illiterate Northerners who have not gone to school to realize now. I say they are powerful. They are the one who give these people land to stay. They are the one who give them food by the power of God. They are the one who accommodated them by the power of God. Do you get me? Since Igbos can turn around and humiliate us, look at what they did to us. Those people that they assemble about 400 of them and call them Boko Haram. Do you understand? Do you know that they picked them one by one? They were not moving in convoy. They made some of them to drink their urine. Some also have to come and meet the president and tell him that, look, if one person is still among these people, I'm telling you, no Igbo man will come out of Kano. That was how they released the Hausa people from Jigawa and Kano, whom they selected and arrested and called them Boko Haram. 2, you are in Nigeria, I'm in Nigeria. Rochas was virtually brought up in the north. But it is in his own state. That's why we are telling you, even the Amechi, the Rochas of Color that are MPs, we don't trust them. They are on their own. Let me tell you this. They are on their own. Nobody can deceive us again. We are wise now. No, what I'm telling you is that Rochas was he's running to Sultan. He didn't know Sultan has no significance in this government. Even last 2 days he was in Sokoto. He didn't know that even Sultan has no significance in this government. He was in this north. It was Rochas state, Imo state, that they started saying that Hausa people must have ID card to live in that state. Yes. Can you hear me? They say Hausa people must have ID card to live in state. Yes. Until when we mobilize our people here and say, okay, in that case, all Southerners must live north. Then Jonathan now realized that there was something going on. He said, no, these things have to stop. So are we mad? Do you get me? Count every 5 shops in this north. 4 shops are owned by Igbos. What is Igbo's contribution in the economy? It's not trade, and fraudulent trade for that matter, including you. Igbo have cheated you, unless if you are not buying spare parts and tires and medicine. So or not so?
It's so allergic.
Do you get me? Yet we accommodated them. Is it going to Dubai to bring fake drugs that we cannot do it? Now the plan is drugs now. No Igbo man will again sell drugs in this north. We are going to bring it from Kano. Drugs are brought by air. They are going to open massive coolers, rooms in Kano and import it all north, and maybe whatever want to buy, come and buy from Kano. No Igbo will sell drugs again. We are tired of all this nonsense. We know how to control our places the way they control their own. What we are saying is that we are all Nigerians, but we are going to learn what they are doing in Southeast and do it in the North too. Simple. Yes. We don't have ancestors, but if Buhari today, as president of this country, want to buy land in the East, he will go and negotiate everything. Tomorrow the chiefs will come and tell him that ancestors made them yesterday night and said they should not sell the land for them. So we don't have ancestors, or we are betraying ourselves. We, our ancestors have told us that we have been careless. That's why we suffered for the past 6 years. We have to wake up now. It's a very serious thing.
Move forward.
No. We cannot, sir. The society is already adulterated. That's why, to be honest to you, let me tell you, to be honest to you, we never wanted Buhari in this law, so we wanted Konkoso.
Yes.
We want.
That's what I'm saying.
If it is Konkoso,
the primary, Konkoso will have defeated Buhari.
Listen to me. Hey, you know the Tinibus and Co prefer Buhari because they can.
Really tried.
Can you hear me? Because Konkoso will have solved this north-south problem for us within 6 months. In Kano, Konkoso gathered all the Igbos and told them that all these drugs that he closed all those fake drugs they are selling in Kano. They know him now. So that's why we wanted Konkoso to be the district. Igbos made in Abuja and warned us after the election that they were the ones in charge of 75% of Abuja is their own. They should be given ministers. Can you imagine? Negotiate and say this is the governor they want with their rulers, everything. Igbo say no, he cannot be governor. Haba. In somebody's land. Habakule. The arrogance is too much. So 10 years ago I warned it. I said the Igbos are building nation within our nation. They will engage us within our nation and reinforce from their nation. That is exactly what we saw during the tenure of Jonathan. Immediately we voted Jonathan. What we did to Jonathan in this north, Igbos in the north, their chiefs, gathered and came to Aso Villa. To the glare of everybody on TV, they say it was nobody that voted Jonathan, but the Igbos were the ones who voted him. Did you not hear that one? Did you not read it? In our own land, Igbos say we didn't vote Jonathan. It was they that voted Jonathan. 2, before elections again, they gathered themselves and came and met Jonathan, and met in Abuja and said that they are directing all Igbos in the north must vote Jonathan. We don't mind. Let them vote anybody. But can you do that in the southeast? They stop us from even voting. Let me answer this. Amina wa alaikum salam.
Alaji.
Kunzone.
We call in the night. Alaji. Thank you.
Can you hear me? In the southeast, all houses in the southeast were prevented from voting. Find out. Yes, find out. But yet in our own land, they will stand and say that. It is their problem that forced above Lagos to say that if they try to frustrate the decision of the Yorubas, they will send them to ocean. And I'm telling you, after 4 years, at least not we are liberal, but in the southwest, after 4 years, Igbos can never be useful, relevant again in the southeast. Wait and see. In fact, the plan of APC is that they are going to make alliance of northwest economic development. The west has the ocean. Can you hear me?
Yes.
The north has agricultural produce.
Yes.
So what they are going to do, the government is going to develop all the agricultural and mineral resources in the north. And then they will put primary industries here. And then go and export, finally finish them in Lagos or Southwest and export them and bring back the money and share it between the two regions. Let them drink their oil. This is the plan on ground.
Let's just pray for success of General Buhari. For that, his success is our success. For that, we can benefit better.
It's true.
That's our prayer now. That's our prayer here. Everybody is praying for his success for that. If he's successful, everybody is successful.
God help us. No, but not to the extent of living the way we are. Our prayer now is that may God remove the influence of the southeast in our region. That's all what we are praying left and right now. I'm telling you.
I like you, okay.
No. The Boko Haram, these people are catch red-handed with bombs. Who are supplying the weapons? Who killed General Shua? They think we don't know. They were saying that they were revenging what they did to them in Biafra. Biafra was a war. It was a state war, trying to bring them back to the nation. Not so. Do you get me? Some useless idiots started Boko Haram, but there was hand. Don't worry, investigation will reveal everything now. Don't worry. We were just exercising patience, looking at what is happening. That is typical Northern. That's how we are. Just look at what is happening. But we drew a line. 2014, 2015, they call it. It is the end of it. Whether anybody wins or don't win is okay. That was our decision, honestly. And they met in Enugu, and listen to me, they met and saw it that in the event of cutting it, why will they put their people? That's why the man has to surrender now. Let him. In fact, some of us preferred him to have been resistant, so that we redefine this country. I'm telling you.
A lot of casualty will be many.
Nothing like killing. Let everybody go his way. Ha! Is it not rain that is falling in the north now? We have the food. What is oil? Look at Niger. Rano is still selling oil. He's bringing it from Niger. What is the big deal? It is when they met and saw the danger of any attempt, that was how they surrendered. But honestly, we have already made up our mind. Because we said to ourselves, if you don't, even if you stay, they are going to kill you. Abi? And that Jonathan, from Namadi Sambo down to the lowest person in the north is a Boko Haram. They can pick you whoever you are. We know that. At least we are part of the system. Thank you, Kule. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
After hearing this audio message, you can remember, this was immediately after Mohammadu Buhari won election. Their eyes was again on the Igbo man. Igbo man was not the president, just as they said Niger Delta is not Igbo. They said Jonathan is from Niger Delta, and then Niger Delta was the president. It wasn't an Igbo person. But the whole war that we are fighting was to attack the Igbo people. When you see what he was saying. And when they use that word Igbo, they are referring to the southern part of Nigeria. It is not just about the southeast. It is not just about the southeast. Each time they use that language Igbo, they are targeting the whole of the southern part of Nigeria. It is not just about the Igbos. But sometimes people are ignorant. That is the divide and rule they are using. When they mention one tribe and focus on them, you think that they are focusing on them. If you see everything that man have said in that audio video, even where he said that they are going to collide with Yorubas to do this and do that, form this and whatever they are forming, were they able to do it? They said they were going to give Lagos special status. Did they do it? Everything he has said in that very video was their own personal plan against the southern part of Nigeria, but people fell into the game. Everything he has said that we're going to do against Igbo is what they're doing against the southerners today. Everything he has said there that they are going to do against Igbo is what they are doing against the southerners, not just the Igbos, to show you that when they use that Igbo to refer, they are referring to every southerner. That is what they mean, every southerner. But they pick Igbo because that is the only tribe that they can be able to pick and people will listen to them because of the long hate that they have planted in the heart of people, which some people are still falling trapped to. But in the actual sense of it, they are targeting the southern part of Nigeria to dominate the south and occupy the whole space. That has been their mission from the onset. And they never shy away from it. That is why each time they go, even their upcoming politicians, even the younger ones that are growing up, they still have the same mission. I'm going to share with you a video of one of them, one of the former presidential aspirant from the north. They call him Garba Adamu. They call him a young man who is supposed to be a president, Garba Adamu. I will tell you what Garba Adamu, I will play for you a video of Garba Adamu, what he's saying about the secessionist school, about the agitation that is going on. You will listen what he has to say about Sunday Igboho. No matter how they try to paint it, sometimes you see they try to dance around it and dance around it. But when you look at their heart and the way they speak, if you see the arrogance and the hate in them, you know that these people do not want to see us from the southern part of Nigeria. They know that we are not the same and they do not want us anywhere near power. They want to dominate us and occupy our space. Listen to Garba Adamu, what he has to say.
Let's talk about the Juduwa Republic agitation. What are your thoughts about what's going on?
Yeah. The thing is, in the first place, Sunday Igboho started also to follow their path, killings and attacking people that are not from the region, which is criminal. And immediately he was warned and issued a lot of maybe warnings or state whatever. I noticed he mellowed down and he began to look at it as a normal Republican agitation than a criminal agitation. So that now shows some level of pragmatism in his own approach to some extent, most recently. Again, if you look at that, you will see that it still fall back to the fact that devolution is needed. You can have a Oduduwa nation. It's not a bad thing. In Nigeria, you can have Biafran Republic. It's not a bad thing. In Nigeria, you can have Arewa Republic. It's not a bad thing, but all of them are Nigerians. They are in Nigeria operating a common economy with different interests, different religion, different tribal identities, but with different interests, yet they are all forming a common members of a commonwealth called Nigeria. It's okay. It's not a bad thing. So I don't altogether condemn that agitation, provided is for a meaningfully restructured or reconfigured. I don't want to call it restructured, for a meaningfully reconfigured Nigeria. It's fantastic. But a situation whereby it is also for separation, then is a joke. You shouldn't deceive people. Nigeria cannot break. It's a lie. It's not when you are trying to start agitation that will last for 50 years. Even the South Sudan, they are giving an example. South Sudan has been fighting since the beginning of last century. They were fighting for separation. Eventually, China came to their aid. That time that they got independent, China backed them up and lobbied for them. Why did China lobby for them? Because of the oil in Juba. Why did China love oil in Juba? Because that oil is going to service their own enterprise within the East Africa region, from Tanzania down to Djibouti, where they have military presence. Immediately they remove the country and have that. They only empower the elites to enjoy the oil money and leave the country into tatters while they take the oil. Who is the president of South Sudan today? We can't answer. So this is the problem.
I want to clarify something. To the best of my knowledge, I believe this agitation started, at least for the Oduduwa Republic, it started with the incessant attacks in most communities in the region.
Especially the Hausa communities.
Not necessarily the Hausa communities, but then I know it started, the agitation to break away started because of the government's inability to handle the security situation in the region. Again, you're a vocal supporter of this administration. Do you think if they handle what's going on in the agitations of this secessionist group, the issue of secession may die off? Do you think if they handled it any different?
Yes.
I'm saying this because the situation in Oyo State in Iganga was what made Sunday Buhu somewhat popular. It gave him lots of popularity and he has thousands of followers. He kept screaming because of the attacks people in the region kept having. They said it's by armed Fulani herdsmen. So that's what he decided, that since the government cannot protect the people, he would take it upon himself to protect the region. So I'm throwing the question to you now. Do you think if the government, if this administration had handled security any different, this secession agitation from the Oduduwa Republic may not have come in? We may decide to say it's baseless or it doesn't hold much water, but it is there. And every day it gains momentum. And we've had reports of them trying to collaborate with the IPOB agitation. We don't know how true it is. I cannot verify if that information is correct, but a lot is going on. So I just want to know your thoughts in that regard.
Yes. Regarding the herdsmen crisis, I don't want to call Fulani. I want to say herdsmen. Okay, because herdsmen, there are a lot of people that are herding cattle. I have many Yoruba friends and Igbo friends that are herdsmen. So herdsmen and farmers crisis is an age-long tradition. And with the modern era, I don't believe we should continue to have open grazing. Once you have open grazing where food crisis is becoming higher because people are too much, that land is becoming scarce, you will always have problem. That is why I advocated for ranching. From the beginning, I don't support open grazing. What Sunday Igboho was able to leverage is the fact that there is constant clash between the herdsmen and the farmers in the area that resulted in insecurity. And he was able to rise up and start sacking the Fulani community in that area because he said they are predominantly herdsmen that are attacking their farms. That's how it started. Now, should the government take approach of ranching, whereby all the Fulanis and the herders that are non-Fulanis have opportunity to create a land where they ranch their cattle and animals, and then allow farmers to be able to farm in their side, we won't have had this problem. We won't have produced people like Sunday Igboho to be insulting Oni of Ife, to be insulting Tinubu. Just imagine this kind of person. It's not good. So we won't produce some miscreant to rise up and become irresponsible citizens attacking our senior elder statesmen. You can disagree with elders, but you don't insult them. You can disagree with the state, that the principle that upon which a state is governed, but it doesn't make sense for you to be confrontational. So we wouldn't have those kind of uprising. So I believe government should pay closer attention to ranching. I saw recently they are talking, I even published today that I didn't agree with it, that they are talking about grazing route. Grazing route cannot work. You are still going to amplify the problem. Grazing route may have worked maybe in the middle of the last century, but not now. We have grown so much, the number of population is so much. So land is becoming scarce because food is becoming scarce. And a situation whereby you don't define boundaries between the farmer and the herder, you are creating problem. Further problem. So I think ranching will have solved that problem. We wouldn't have Sunday Igboho or even in the Kanu having opportunity to be saying that sack Fulani here, kill Fulani, because that's what he's leveraging to. So ranching will have solved the problem.
You can see from this interview of Garba Damu that you can see clearly the strategies of the North is just the same. Their strategy is the same, to decimate everybody and kill as many people as they can. Look at him. Even when they say that Nnamdi Kanu is violent, Nnamdi Kanu has never killed anybody. He has never, ever killed anybody. IPOB have never, ever killed anybody from the onset. From beginning to the end, IPOB has never been violent. They have never, till date, they have never been violent. The government have pushed them to the wall, killed thousands of members of IPOB, yet they never raised arms against the government. The same way they were talking about IPOB, now it is time for Igboho. Has Igboho killed anybody? Has Igboho attacked any innocent person? But now they are tagging Igboho they are about to tag Igboho a terrorist. They have declared him wanted. Look at what this idiot is saying, that Igboho is violence, that he was killing people. He mentioned it that Igboho was killing people. Whom did Igboho kill? Even when Igboho went to chase out the Fulanis, did he kill anybody? Igboho did not kill anybody. But look at him now saying that Igboho was killing people at length. When they called his attention, that was when he slowed down. This is how they peddle these lies in the media. They peddle lies in the media, and when you listen to them, you think you are talking to a human being. This is how they change the narrative. Igboho has never taken any life. Since this very protest have started, since the Oduduwa call has started, he has never been violent for one day. But the DSS went to his house, planted ammunitions, killed 2 people, declared him wanted, and look at somebody defending it. This has been their system, and you think it is well. We are not one with these people. The southern part of Nigeria has to go their separate ways. A breakup is the only solution. For those of you calling for restructuring, you know that restructuring is already dead. Unless you want to fold your hands, and then the Fulanis will come and occupy the land and take over you. Apart from that, it is time to stand up and fight. Self-defense is the right of every human being. If you do not defend yourself, you will lose your life. It is only a tree that will hear that they want to cut him down, it will still remain there. Even an animal, you come to kill an animal, the animal will escape. They have declared Sunday Igboho wanted. You know what that means? You know what that means? You also from the southern part of Nigeria have been declared wanted. As they are hunting Sunday Igboho, they are hunting you. And if you do not open your mouth and speak, if you do not speak and add your own voice on what is happening, if you do not begin to shout and cry on what is happening, and add your own opinion and fight for the defense and liberation of the southern part of Nigeria, you will pay with your life. And before you know it, it might be your turn. Wherever you are watching from, share this video to everybody that needs to see it. It is time for us to put our acts together. Every Southerner has to come together and fight in the common front for liberation. We have to liberate ourselves. After the liberation, then we can have a nation that we can be proud of. Build our different nations in the southern part of Nigeria. If we don't do this, it is going to be more difficult than ever, and many lives will go. It is better we die fighting than to die like cowards. Self-defense, I say again, is the right of every human being. Even the so-called Janjaweed government have told you to defend yourself. A lot of people have come out to call for self-defense. But when they call the self-defense, it will seem as if they are talking to themselves. We are not included. But we will not be silent. In as much they don't include us in the self-defense, we have to defend ourselves, because it is our human right to defend ourselves. Thank you so much for where you're watching from. If you're watching me from any part of the world, please share the video to people who need to see it. Share it in any platform where you belong. Let us continue to pray with those who are in the front. Pray for Sunday Igboho that Almighty God, Chukwuka Abiyama, will protect Sunday Igboho wherever he is. May Chukwuka Abiyama protect Mazi Nnamdi Kanu wherever he is. Give him more strength, knowledge, understanding. Give him good health. We shall see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu very, very soon. Sooner, not later. We are going to see Mazi Nnamdi Kanu sooner and stronger than ever. Formidable than ever. And may God continue to protect Biafra. God protect Ududua. God protect Sunday Igboho wherever he is. God protect everyone that is fighting for freedom in that country called Nigeria. We shall all be free. Thank you so much for watching and remember this. Bye-bye. See you again on the next video.